So let's take all these concepts and I want to give you an example of what a dive plan might look like. So let's say our scenario here is that we are diving on a shipwreck and the dive boat is moored onto the bow of the wreck. So our plan is we are going to go down the line and we want to see the wheelhouse and we want to look into the cargo hold of the wreck. And if there's time, we'd like to swim to the stern of the wreck and see the propellers as well. All right, so that's what we want to do, what we want to see. So maximum depth is going to be 18 meters or 60 feet. Keeping in mind that the wreck lies in the sand is down at 21 meters, 70 feet, so we're mindful that we can't go all the way down. And we're going to plan on staying around 15 meters, 50 feet for most of the time. And so at that depth, we need to start ascending when our SPGs read 700 psi. That's from that gas management table with an aluminum 80 and planning on a safety stop. And so therefore, if we need to leave at 700 psi, then we will head towards the stern, again, go into the wheelhouse and the cargo hold and whatnot, and we're going to head that direction until we either get there or we reach our turn pressure. And that turn pressure is going to be, we're starting at 3,000, we can go down to 700, and so our turn pressure will be 1850 psi. Now this is our first dive of the day. So looking at our dive computers, we see that our NDL for 15 meters or 50 feet is 70 minutes. And based on our gas planning table, we will probably only have a gas supply for 36 minutes. And so therefore our gas supply is probably going to be limiting rather than our no decompression limit. And so we're going to pay extra special attention to that gas supply. And the water's warm. We're going to have 3 millimeter wetsuits, so we're not anticipating any cold. And there's no real tidal influences here or any particular time that we need to leave. And so those factors aren't really going to be limiting us. So in summary then, our dive plan, where we want to go see these exciting parts of the wreck, and we're going to be mindful particularly of our gas supply, as we're anticipating that to be the most limiting factor, although we will of course also be monitoring our NDL. And we will turn around at 1850. So that is a brief example of what I would consider a bare minimum dive plan for a recreational dive. So I hope that example is helpful, and I hope that going through these things has been helpful for you in figuring out how you can plan your dives and enjoy your time underwater.